Welcome to the series of Microsoft Azure. We started exploring the Azure Data Factory and started demonstrating the code-free ETL as a service. Each processes of the code-free ETL as a service. We already seen ingest data, how to ingest data, and also we have seen control flow, data flow. And in the previous video, I show you how to schedule the trigger of the pipeline. You can check the link of the full playlist in the upper right corner. Today we will see the monitor alert. So if the pipeline failed for any reason, it will trigger the email alert. So let's get started. So I will apply the email alert or the monitor alert in our existing pipeline, which will create it the customer data flow, where we are ingesting data from the Azure Blob Storage, the CSV file, which is the customer data.csv, which store in our Azure Blob Storage. And next we are applying some transformation like the derived column transformation and the filter transformation. Then we are ingesting the data into our SQL pass table, customer table. You can check the link of this video, how we created this data flow, in the upper right corner. So before creating the monitor alert, I want to add few activities in our existing pipeline, like the check validity and existence of files in the ADF pipeline. So I will add the metadata activity. So in Azure Data Factory, the metadata activity is used to retrieve the metadata about the specified dataset. This activity is often used as the precursor to the data movement or the data transformation activities, providing insights into the source or destination before the actual processing. So before the actual processing of our CSV data, I want to add the metadata activity to check the validity and existence of the file in our Azure Blob Storage. So the steps are to add the metadata activity, add the get metadata activity in our pipeline. Next is the select the dataset. So here the dataset defines the structure of the data and the location where the data resides. Dataset can be associated with various data sources, including Azure Blob Storage, Azure SQL Database, Azure Data Lake Storage. For our pipeline, the dataset is our Azure Blob Storage. I will go to the ADF and add the metadata activity now. So this is our pipeline, and here I will search the metadata. So you can see here is the get metadata activity. I will drag it, and it will be, and the name will be check CSV exist or valid, or I choose the name get CSV existence and validity. Next I will go to the setting, and here is our dataset. So I will choose the Azure Blob Storage, the Blob Storage dataset we created. So you can check the video link how to create the Blob Storage dataset or the SQLDB dataset in the upper right corner. And you can check the file path and the file name already we specified in the parameters. And if I show you the Azure Blob Storage, so here is the Blob Storage, our Azure Blob Storage, and inside Azure Blob Storage, inside the container, it specified the demo container and the file. And here you can see our CSV, customer data.csv. And the next step, we have the add field list. And the field list in metadata activity allows you to specify which piece of metadata you want to retrieve for the dataset. Depending on the type of dataset and the available metadata types, you can choose the retrieve specific information. So here we need the existence and the validity. So I will add the new field list, and the argument will be first the exists, and the next argument I will add the column count. So if you see our customer data CSV, we have the 4 columns. So I will test if the CSV contains 4 columns as validity condition. Next, I will save. And the next thing, we have to add the if activity. The if activity is used to introduce the conditional branching in our pipeline. It allows to create a logical condition to determine which set of activities should be executed based on the evaluation of the condition. So here will be two conditions. First, if the file is exist or not, and next the file is valid or not. And the condition, if the condition is true, then we will set the success variable and proceed to processing the actual processing of the CSV file. So now I will add the if activity, if condition, and I will check CSV exist or not. I will link it to the get metadata activity. So after successful we get the metadata, the CSV existence and the validity, it will go to the if condition. And here in the activities, I will add the expression. The expression first will be the functions, equal function. And inside equal functions, I will pick the activity, get CSV existence and validity. And this output value, this output equals dot exist, color true. So the CSV should be exist. I added the expression. And the true, if it's true, then I will add the variable. First I will declare the variable. Inside variable, I will create the variable, the CSV exist, and I will add this variable on true. So I will pick the set variable activity, and it will be CSV existed or CSV exist. And the setting, I will pick the variable CSV exist and value will be yes. So this is the true condition. And if it false, so for the condition true, it will set success variable and proceed. And if the false, the pipeline will be failed by adding the fail activity. I will manually fail the pipeline by using the fail activity. So basically it's intentionally fail a pipeline run when certain condition or the criteria are met. It's a control flow activity that allows you to explicitly mark a pipeline run as failed based on the specified condition. So this can be useful for the error handling and implementing the custom logic. So here I will search for the fail activity. And fail will be CSV not exist. Okay. And the setting will be the fail message, CSV not exist in blob container, and the error code will be 404. Next I will add the another checking if the CSV is valid or not. So I will add the if condition similar like this, and after checking this CSV exist or not, it will go to the this if condition. If the CSV valid or not, and after this the actual processing will happen, the data flow. I will add the similarly the equal output dot column count equal to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if it's true, I will set the variable. First, I have to declare another variable here, the CSV valid. And if it falls, then we will again add the failed activity. We will manually fail the pipeline. CSV is not valid. And the fail message will be the CSV is not valid. And the error code will be at time away. So I can put here the 500. Now I will save all the pipeline, and I will validate all. So the pipeline validated. Next, I will manually trigger it to see if the uh, pipeline is working as expected or not with this file. Now I am not deleting this file. Next, I will delete this file and I will trigger again. So before trigger the pipeline, I have to publish the changes so that the trigger can pick up the changes. So I am publishing these changes. And here I will pick the changes and it deploys the changes to the data factory. You can see the publishing completed. Now I will trigger this pipeline with the file presents. So I am triggering now. It will be the manual trigger. So I created a schedule trigger. You can check the link of the video in the upper right corner. And now if I go to monitor and the pipeline run, I can see a monitor manual trigger here, customer data flow. If I go to this pipeline, I can check the activities, the get CSV existence and validity. If I see the input here, the input is our Azure blob storage, the blob container and the CSV file. And if I check the output here, the output gives the exist true and the column count is 4. The CSV exist also succeeded. Its CSV exists, it successfully set the variables. Next, CSV valid or not, CSV is valid, it succeeded. And here you can see the value is yes. And also you can see the CSV exists, value is yes. And the customer, so after checking the CSV validation and existence, it's running the actual processing, the data flow activity to ingest the data into our SQL table. You can see the pipeline succeeded, the pipeline status is succeed and all the activities succeeded. So it took 7 seconds, it took 2 seconds and these 3 less than 1 seconds and it took 3 minutes 30 seconds. You can also see grant. So it's the pipeline things. Next I will check the fail things. I will delete the file from the customer data.csv from the blob container and I will trigger the pipeline. So I am deleting this. So you can see it's successfully deleted. So before triggering this pipeline, I want to add the monitor alert so that when it failed, it will trigger the email. Now we'll see the monitor alert step by step in ATF pipeline. So basically the monitor alert monitoring in the context of pipeline refers to the process of tracking and analyzing the execution of the performance of the pipeline run. So monitoring allows you to gain insight into the behavior of your data workflows, identify potential issues, and ensure the successful execution of the data integration process. So the key aspects of the monitors, we have the pipeline runs. We already see the activity runs also, and the trigger history debugging we already see, and we'll see the alerts and notification now. So I will set up the alerts and notification based on the specified condition, such as the pipeline failures. So we will create an alert rule. So I will navigate to the Azure portal and select the Azure resource which I want to monitor. So you can see in our Azure portal, here is my data factory. There is Simulink TF, and it's Simulink TF insights. I can go to the alerts and I can create new alert rule. So next is the configure the conditions and the thresholds. So here I will choose the signal name. So signal name will be the failed pipeline run matrix. And here it will be the statics and the aggregation type total, and it will be greater than or equal to count 1. So if the pipeline failed, then we'll trigger this alert, and the failure type will be use error, and the pipeline will be the customer data flow, the pipeline which we have right now, and check every 1 hour. So it will choose how often the alert rule will check if the condition is met, and the loopback period, or the time period to loop back each time the data is checked. So it will check if it's resolved or not. So I will choose the 24 hours. Next, I will go to the actions. So next step, we have the create and configure action groups. So basically when an alert is triggered, so I can configure one or more actions group that defines the actions to be taken. Actions can be include sending emails, calling webhooks. So here I will configure email. So I will go to the next action and select action group. I don't have any actions group, so I will create an action group. And here the resource group is data factory RG591. And the region I will choose the East US2, and the action group name will be the customer ESP failed email. And next is the notification. Notification type will be the email, message, or the push voice. Choose the email, and mail I will put this email, and I will click OK, and I will create. Next I will create this action group. So action group is choose. Next I will go to the details. Serverity will be critical or the error. Alert rule name will be customer CSP alert. Next I will review and I will create it. You can check here, I already got mail that you are now in the CSP customer CSP failed email action group from the Microsoft Azure. And I already delete the file from the blob storage, the customer CSV file. So here is no results in the demo container. Now I will trigger the pipeline and test it. So I will trigger now. So I will go to the view pipeline run. and you can see the run failed, the its CSV exist or not failed, and here we have the error code 404 and the message CSV not exist in the blob container. And now if I check the output, so here we have the exist false, so CSV not exist. Now if I check the email, so here we got the email Azure activated serverity customer CSV alert, your Azure monitor alert was triggered, so the pipeline failed. Here the period you can check the operator greater than or equal to and the threshold 1. You can see it in the Azure portal by clicking on this. So here you can check the customer CSV alert, and this is it's fired. And if you go to the pipeline run, you can see the failed, and you can see the operation on target, the CSV not exist failed, CSV not exist. You can examine the root cause of this error. So that's it for this video. In the next upcoming video, I will demonstrate the different activities hands-on with examples from the ADF. So please stick to this series, and I hope you like the video. If you like the video, please hit the like button, please share my video, and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.